You don't always need to spend a lot of time or do a lot of work to revive thrifted decor and make it fit your home and aesthetic. You can get a high-end look in just 10 minutes or less. One tip that I highly suggest is having a list of items that you're looking for your home when you go thrifting to help you stay focused and look out for those hidden gems that you know you have room for. I have been shopping at my local antique malls for years, and the booths and styling hasn't changed a whole lot throughout that time. But recently, I've noticed that my two favorite places, they've been doing some major rearranging and restyling. I imagine that's due to the surge in popularity in vintage and antique decor shopping. Either way, I'm here for it. I have been finding some great treasures lately. Just know that you will pay a little bit more in an antique mall than you would at a traditional thrift store like Goodwill. I like to pick up pieces from both to help give my home a collected and curated look. I come across bundles of candles pretty frequently at the thrift store. These ones were at Goodwill for $4.25 for bundles of about 6 candles. But of course, you can find a variety of candles at places like Hobby Lobby or Dollar Tree as well that are pretty affordable. I picked up this set of dark green candles. This one only had 4 in the pack, but I've been seeing painted candles trending lately and I wanted to try that out. Unfortunately, while I was getting everything ready and laid out for this video, my little Frenchie Luna stepped on one of the candles and broke it, so now we're down to 3. But anyways, I've used napkins to decoupage candles before, but never truly painted or stamped on a design. So I grabbed this white paint marker from Hobby Lobby to start drawing on the candle. I wanted a floral type of design, and I pulled something up on my phone to reference. I had to do this one in sections, letting it dry before moving on. Other than having to wait a few minutes in between each section, this is a super easy DIY project to add that fun printed candle style to your home. And you can choose from an array of colored candles, paint pens, and designs to match your style. But I wasn't done there. I recently bought this IOD floral stamp pack and I wanted to see if stamping the candles would work as well. I first tried using the smallest stamp, but because this one required me to wrap the stamp around the candle, the surfaces together were just too slippery and it turned into a big old blob. There wasn't any detail to the design and it might have looked okay from far away, but up close it did not look good. So then I grabbed one of the narrower straight designs so I could just stamp the candle down on top of that and not need to worry about wrapping around anything. This worked out so much better and I love this design. Again, I had to let the ink dry in between stamping each side, but such a fun and easy way to dress up your candles. This candle wall holder I also found on one of my Goodwill shopping trips, but when I picked it up, it had this over-the-door hanger part on it, and I could not figure out where this would make sense in my home to hang over a door or a cabinet, but I love the look of these simplistic metal wall candle holders. I was able to use my Dremel to cut off that hook portion. Just be careful if you attempt to cut through metal like this, it does tend to spark quite a bit. Then I used a grinder bit to smooth down any rough cut areas. Cutting metal does leave sharp pieces behind. And then so I could hang this on the wall, I used E6000 glue and attached a D-ring to it. And once the glue dries, this isn't going anywhere. On the wall, I added a small dot of my museum gel to hold it in place because my kids keep bumping into it. So we'll see if this ends up staying here or not. With the weather finally warming up in my area, I am looking for new spring decor to add some vibrant life to my space after a long, cold winter. I found this stunning hand-painted vase for $7 at my antique mall, and even though I don't typically decorate with a ton of color, especially yellows, I'm really trying to change that to incorporate more colorful pieces into my home. This vase just made me so happy, so I had to pick it up. All I had to do with this piece was clean it up to remove the sticker and any dust, and then I added some spring florals. I added a narrower hurricane vase to the center just to hold all of my stems upright a little bit better. I picked these florals up from Hobby Lobby and that was it. Such an easy way to bring a new spring life to your styling. A few videos back, I made these home sketch plates and I have been looking for a plate rack to display them on ever since. So often at my local antique malls, the plate racks are not for sale and for display purposes only, which is so frustrating. There were at least 10 plate racks between these two booths and not a single one was for sale. So I headed to a different antique mall, and high up in the corner of this tiny little closet space, lo and behold, finally, 2 individual plate racks for sale. This wasn't exactly the style that I was going for, but I did like the leaf design on it and decided to pick these up. They were a little bit pricey at $12 each, but again, I could not find a plate rack anywhere else at this time. It looked like maybe these were painted metal or iron, so I did a little test on the back just to see how they were, and unfortunately, it's just a cheap silver-plated finish, so I left them exactly as they were. I got them hung up on my wall, and I love the distressed gold color against my burgundy walls with the blue and white plates. What's funny though is when I went to visit my mom a few weeks later in North Carolina, we stopped at her local Goodwill and I found not one, but a set of 2 plate racks exactly like I was looking for only $3 for the set. Of course I picked them up, so now I just need to find another place to hang them. A couple months ago, I started giving my kitchen a bit of an upgrade, nothing major, no demo, and I had sourced a ton of decor for the tops of my cabinets. One piece was this vintage blue hobnail glass oil lamp for $5.99, but it was missing the chimney. I have been searching for at least a year to find just that glass top chimney piece in the right size to fit my lamp. And we had stopped at an antique mall while traveling, and I found a booth that had several pieces of just that chimney for only $2 each. I adored that top scallop detail. It was perfection. Unfortunately, it was a little bit too small and didn't quite fit. So I had an idea to use my museum gel to temporarily hold it in place until I found a better option. The museum gel usually takes about 30 minutes to adhere to the surface. Well, the day that I did this, it was about 80 degrees outside and I didn't have my AC on, so the gel never really cured like it typically does. And I decided to just put it up on my cabinets anyways, and I knocked it over. The second I was done filming, it shattered everywhere. Super unfortunate. I should have used E6000, but at least it was only $2. So now I'm on the hunt for another one. But while I was originally on the hunt for a chimney, I did search Amazon to see if they had a shorter chimney with a decorative top. You guys, I did not read this description correctly because this is what I got. I searched a 2-inch opening, while the very center of this is 2 inches, the bottom, not at all. It was so comical when I opened this up. I was just dying at how tiny it was. But I had bought this one used, so I couldn't return it, and I had an idea to make a tiny little air plant terrarium with it instead. I had this gold candle base in my stash. This isn't real, it was a cheap home decor piece, so I painted it a burgundy color and I sprayed a gloss sealer on top. Then to give it a fun pop of spring color, I applied a floral rub-on transfer from IOD, and this is why I sealed the paint so that the transfer adheres better. This one was a little bit difficult to apply with all of the grooves, so there was a small little crackdown part of it. That really doesn't bother me, so I just left it, but you could also sand the transfer to give the whole thing a worn look. Next, I added the candle holder piece from the original candlestick into the center of the glass chimney, and I had to do it this way so that the pieces would fit together correctly, and I used E6000 to glue it in place. I let that dry and then added a tiny little air plant inside, and oh my god, I am obsessed with this miniature little oil lamp inspired DIY project. A spoon rest for my kitchen has been on my thrift list for months, but I kept coming across these old, outdated ones that just weren't my style. Then I stopped in a random consignment shop one day that focused mostly on selling about 90% clothing, so I didn't film anything, but there it was, this substantial neutral colored marble spoon rest for $4. I didn't need to do anything to this piece besides sanitize it. I do feel like it clashes with my counters since the counters are very cool tone and this is warm, but I love the size and the shape of it so much better than those cheap plastic style ones that I kept on seeing. I have mentioned so many times on my channel to buy your baskets at the thrift store. There are always so many options to choose from. Whether you're looking for something to use as a tray or as storage or as a planter, the options are endless and so much more affordable than buying new. Except maybe this 4-foot tall basket that I found in North Carolina for $100. Who needs a basket that large? But I picked up this mid to dark toned wicker basket from Goodwill for $4.25 without an initial plan on how I would use it. But I never pass up a good sturdy and tall basket like this when I see them at a great price. First, I used it for my faux olive tree, but the proportions were just off. The tree was too small. So instead, I bought a new plant, a monstera, which I've never had before, but this plant is supposed to get nice and big. He just needs to be staked upright to grow tall and not fall over. Similar to a basket, I found this wood and wicker decor piece at Goodwill, again for $4.25. That seems to be a consistent price lately. But I didn't check the bottom in store, so when I got home and saw that this was Hobby Lobby, I just laughed to myself. Of course it was Hobby Lobby, but the original tag was still on, and this was Hobby Lobby circa 2005. So by definition, this is actually a vintage item. It certainly is made better than what you can find in the stores today. The basket did have some wear and tear to it with some discoloration and scratches, so I just used some antiquing wax to go over the whole piece to liven it back up. You could also use a gel stain to get the same effect. I decided to use this as a trash can in my powder bathroom, but when I put it in there, it looks too big for the space. Eventually, I'll end up moving it to another location, but until I figure that out, it's going to stay right here. I found this cool little faux milk glass looking wall basket at my antique mall. It was in the outdoor section, and everything in this covered outdoor area is always 30% off, so I got it for $7. I was a little bit torn on what to do with this project because I did a Google Lens search and it's not super valuable, but it is an authentic original 1970s or 80s Burwood Company hobnail wall pocket, and I could tell by the identification mark on the inside as model number 2673. It is just made of plastic though, so I decided to go ahead and paint it, which was my original plan. I gave it a couple coats of this pretty blue color and hung it up on the wall with some faux tulips, another super simple spring project. I found this hand-carved wood candlestick holder a while ago, and I can't remember if I've ever shared it in a video, so I wanted to make sure that I did. I believe this also came from the antique mall for less than $10, and it's hand-carved from India. I love all of the intricate floral detail along the bottom, which was why I bought it in the first place. But then as I was filming the up-close portions of it, I noticed there are these incredibly tiny and delicate carvings on top as well. I hope the camera is picking it up. This piece is so special, and I love displaying it on the vintage-inspired shelf that I made a while back.